This is Pulstar for the Neo Geo CD, a very popular game. And one of the best-looking side-scrolling spaceship shooters ever created. Before I get into the review, let me explain my theory. There's two different styles of side-scrolling spaceship shooters, horizontal shmups. There's what I call the Thunder Force style and the R-Type style. The Thunder Force style, as I see it, tend to be games where your spaceship is smaller, it flies around faster, you have more leeway, and it's easier to dodge things. Maybe not easier, but you generally have more room to fly around, and the weapons are crazier, like the Hunter in Thunder Force and stuff like that. Then there's the R-Type style, where your ship is larger, it's slower, and you're required to memorize every inch of every single level and every attack pattern. Pulstar is the R-Type style. I tend to lean more towards the Thunder Force style myself, but can't Thunder Force and R-Type fans get along? I think we can. Pulstar will be a dream come true to you fans of R-Type games, because it's ridiculously challenging and punishing at times, requiring you to fly a perfect game. And what really tends to infuriate me is when your ship explodes, it is then sent back, not to the beginning of the level, but you're sent back to a checkpoint. So even if you have 3 or 4 different extra lives saved up, it's not going to help you get through that end boss. You're just sent back and you have to start from the beginning of the end boss. This is the first end boss, and this guy is pretty easy, but they do get much harder quickly. The game leads you in with the first 2 levels being fairly easy and then just stomps on you. Pulstar is a beautiful game, but it does have its flaws. The dreaded juggling monkey. Everybody always complains about the loading times with the Neo Geo CD, and yes, it's a problem, but you need to flip that and turn it to your advantage. It's an excellent time to have a sip of coffee, or grab another beer. Think of it as the Neo Geo CD giving you a chance to catch your breath. Few game systems are so courteous. I love the detail on the ship when you come in and out of the water. The backgrounds are amazing. Gorgeous game. It's just too bad that this suffers from an enormous amount of slowdown. That's my biggest problem with Pulstar. I don't even care about the loading times that much. It's the slowdown. This is one of those games that just cannot play at a constant speed. It's constantly speeding up, slowing down, and not because your ship is doing this, it's because the whole game is doing it. So I tend to think Pulstar might be just a bit overrated, but if you really like this style of game and want to buy one game and play it for weeks, you'll love Pulstar. Even with its flaws and overinflated price tag on eBay, Pulstar delivers the goods if you're looking for challenge and memorable visuals. This music reminds me of Darius Gaiden on the Saturn quite a bit. And that's a good example of the Thunder Force style, and Darius Gaiden will cost you about 1/10 the price of Pulstar. Well, even though I've flown a perfect game up to that point, I'm in no way rewarded. In fact, I'm punished severely. All of my weapon upgrades have been taken away from me. And I'm sent back to a checkpoint. It makes me want to punch Pulstar in the face. You can't shoot your R-type ball thing out in front of you, but you can hammer away at both of your buttons and detonate it. And I think I actually detonated it too early there. Eventually that guy spreads his wings, then he starts shooting laser beams that move around the screen at you. It's a tough boss. And they don't get any easier, but once you memorize the attack patterns and memorize your plan of attack, you'll get through it, and you certainly have a feeling of accomplishment afterwards. And that's Pulstar. If you like that kind of game, if you have a Neo Geo CD or if you've been eyeing one up, you'll drop a couple bucks on this. Here's a short section that shows you how to play the game. The Neo Geo CD is not the game system I'll recommend to those looking to get into spaceship shooters. The Sega Saturn or even the Genesis is a much better starting point for these kind of games. There's more of them, they're less expensive, but there's some awesome shooters on the Neo Geo CD that you won't find laying around elsewhere. Games like Pulstar, Last Resort, Sonic Wings, and Ghost Pilots. Keep watching Classic Game Room for reviews of those and many other games on the Neo Geo CD.